And as before, it's a nice clap.
Just me, he doesn't know.
That's me.
Well, if we clap twice, that's worse.
Just for a line.
You don't know which is which.
So, David, you and I first met just over a year ago in the old church at Stoke Newington, Stoke Newington Festival.
That was a fantastic concert. I mean, I think I'd never really realised that having a rack of toy pianos around you would be like having a mini percussion orchestra in a way.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very different experience, and it's interesting to see them. Yeah. Most of those pianos are antiques, as you know. I've got quite a collection at home, and I've only got 2 of them here today. To show.
Yeah.
But
we'll get the Schoenhardt out on the day.
Yes, that's right. The Schoenhardt piano is a mini version of the Steinway piano to look at. So it's quite theatrical to see. And of course, all the sounds are very different. The sounds blend differently, which I think, as a composer, really interested you too.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wrote a piece where Kate is playing on the J-Mar and the Golden. J-Mar is this golden. Confusingly, the J-Mar is the golden one that you can see, and the Golden is the red one.
The Golden is the red one.
Yeah. They're 2 pianos that overlap in register but have a completely different timbre.
That's right. In fact, can we?
Yep. So you get kind of a buzz from this Golden that I just love.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's the most unusual of the pianos. And actually a lot of composers like to write for this one. I think, you can tell me, but one of the interesting things about writing for toy pianos is the restrictions. So you have to, you've got limited amount of octaves and keys, obviously, and you have to be very inventive within that. So
I think it's quite helpful as a composer to be restricted, because otherwise, when you're writing for piano, you've got unlimited possibilities. But writing for a toy piano, somehow having fewer possibilities gives you, a bit of a more direct view about what you'd like to do.
That's right. I'm sure Cage thought about that when he wrote the first toy piano piece back in the 40s. I think, having worked with big forces, he wanted to come back down to basics. I think the composers that are writing for us are all doing very different things.
Yeah. So which pieces on the programme will you play on the Schoenhardt?
That's a really interesting question, because most of them involve several pianos.
Yeah.
I think Stephen Montague's fantastic apocryphal piece, Tarantella.
I love
Mirabella for Tarantella will be probably played. It's a very fast piece. It probably needs stability, so it will be on the main Schoenhardt piano. But I think most of the others will involve mixtures of the antique pianos that I've got. There's a piece by Brian Ingalls called Laugh, which will probably be played on the J-Mar. I think that's his favourite. With me laughing, silly poem, wonderful poem actually.
Yeah.
So I think that there's quite a variety of stuff there. Of course, we should talk about Catherine Conce's piece, which was written for me a long time ago now. I think 2007. It's lovely to give this an outing again, and it's using puppets, shadow puppets, and light box, and music boxes. Of course, we should talk about music boxes, because they feature large in this program.
That was one of my main impetuses. I mean, in 2020, I ran this lockdown project where I invited lots of people to write miniature pieces for the music box, and then from that I got interested in the idea of lights flickering through the holes in the paper, and then when I met you, it sort of all came together into this concert where we could play with shadows, play with lights, play with tiny instruments, and see where we ended up.
Of course, we've got this in the Siobhan Davies Studios in London, and it's just a stunning space.
Yeah, it's a beautiful space.
Yeah. And, we've got reflections of these pinpricks of light all around the walls and so it's going to be quite an interesting audio-visual experience as well. Yeah.
And that's one of the things that Stomping Ground is always really keen to do. Everything that we do is multimedia based.
Yeah.
So the audience hopefully feels like they're part of a larger experience than just a performer playing to the audience. I mean, I think we can do better than that.
I agree, and I think it's nice that it's not in a typical space, because actually these are huge dance studios, very beautiful ones, although they have multi-purpose. And I also think it's interesting. We maybe should mention the two of the new pieces, apart from yours, 3 new pieces. Ben Nabuto is writing for me and Stomping Ground, so we have a collection of toy pianists, hopefully Ben on violin. And incorporating an AI love poem.
Yeah, I've
So
no
this
idea
is
what this is going to be like,
I can't
but I'm
wait.
excited to find out.
Yeah, it should be marvellous, yeah. And Pia Rose Scattergood is other composer who's going to be working with us as well.
Yeah, she's writing a piece where, actually we're not sure what Pia's going to be doing exactly, but...
That makes it even more exciting, right?
Something to do with the game of Connect 4.
Oh,
Not sure yet.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Gaming.
Yeah.
Gaming hits toy pianos.
And yeah, there was something about the material she's using that's special, but I can't remember why. Oh, it's a piece by the Last Shadow Puppets, who are one of her favourite bands. That's why.
Perfect tie-in.
Yeah.
What a sequitur. So, yeah. So I think it's wide-ranging. Oh, must mention, of course, fellow Australian Eric Griswold.
Oh yeah.
Piece. Old MacDonald. It's kind of a distorted version of Old MacDonald Had a Farm, and it works brilliantly with 2 pianos.
I think it just turns on its head the idea of toy pianos being for children, because he's completely distorted and wrecked Old MacDonald's the Old MacDonald theme.
Subverted the whole thing. That's what we want. Yeah.
And Old MacDonald's Yellow Submarine. So he's mashed all of these things together to create this kind of grotesque, mysterious mishmash of music.
I think that's going to be interesting. We should also mention, actually, there's a wonderful microtonal piece, which you've realised, by Kyle Gann, which won't be on the toys, but will be on a keyboard.
Yeah, so that involved tuning every note of the piano and mapping it onto a digital piano. So you get this kind of range of 20 notes that sound almost the same, and then you kind of get all of these interesting inflections and harmony. It's lovely, beautiful piece.
It is a beautiful piece. Where did you first come across that? I think I'm not sure. I gave you an article that Carl Gann had written on toy piano.
I found some of his toy piano pieces, and then I found the microtonal piano pieces, and I thought they would be an amazing addition to the concert.
He's a very interesting composer. He's not often done in this country. You know.
Yeah.
So we're all looking forward to September the 23rd.
Siobhan Davies Studios, 7 p.m.
Okay.
See you there.
See you there.
Great.